All right. So today, the topic that we want to talk about is going to be about flows. Now, first thing we need to understand, what does it exactly mean? I see a lot of people throwing the word around flow when it comes to training, but what does that actually entail? Now, in simple words, I would describe a flow where I'm just transitioning from one movement to the other without breaking the rhythm, without breaking the sync. All right. Now I could transition from an upper body movement to a low body movement, come back to a swing, get into a static hold, go to single hand, go to double hand, come back again to an isometric hold, drop it down. So the variations are endless. Now, people think that the flows have to be premeditated. People think that I need to first fix in my mind that I'm going to do a swing, then I'm going to go down into the next movement, which is not true. The idea of flow is that it has to be free flowing. So if I do a set of movements together, if I'm combining these right now, I haven't thought about what I'm going to do. I'm just throwing them as it follows, right? This is not a preset. I did not write this down. I do not have a prompter telling me what's going to be the next exercise. So it's just a free flow, as the name suggests. Now, before you can get into flow principles, it's very important that you understand what your foundation movements are. Now, if you only know 3 exercises, you could still do a flow. But again, it's going to be a very small rhythm. You're going to be stuck in the loop of 2-3 exercises. So in my experience, I would recommend you learn more patterns. The first part of getting into flow is to have a variety of exercises in your arsenal. When you are in a flow, for instance, if I do 10 movements in 30 seconds, what's happening to my body? As I start to swing the weight is constantly pulling me from different sides, right? I'm focused to maintain my grip, my core is engaged. If I go low, my lower body is going to activate. The tension is constantly on in every muscle group as I flow through these exercises. My heart rate is going up. Now imagine I do this for a minute non-stop. If I do it for 2 minutes non-stop, imagine I start going heavier on the loads. The pull of the lever, the resistance, the gravity pulling on the Mudgar, all these different points of contact, they're producing all that force and resistance in my body. So it's forcing me to stay engaged. It's forcing me to understand how my body alignment is. Muscles are constantly under tension, right? The time under tension is the most crucial thing in a flow. You're maintaining the time under tension for a sustained period of time. And again, it's not just with your strength. It's going to require a lot of cardio from you, right? For you to constantly use your strength, the strength endurance aspect comes into play. That's why flows are very phenomenal. You can choose to go for as long as you want, and you can contain that movement practice within yourself. You can create new variations. And also, feel free to experiment. The first point that I mentioned, you're not trying to premeditate a flow, right? You're not trying to think of doing only 5 or 6 movements in that flow. As you begin, now you would want to experiment. You want to go low. And from a swing, you attach the next switch grip. You see where you can add a change of hands. You can see what new angles you can create. Can you go behind? Can you go over your head? Can you switch your grip midway? Can you go underhand? Can you lift it the other way? Now you try adding static holds. From a swing, I get into a static position. I hold it. Then I go lower body. Then I go upper body. So it's as creative as you can be, right? So with your flow, your goal always is to continue that momentum, carry it on for your stipulated time. If you're aiming to go for 30 seconds, if you're aiming to go for 1 minute, whatever your time frame is, stick to that. Make sure you're constantly in movement, and this is best experienced. I can talk all about it, but unless you try it for yourself, you're not going to experience it. So start slow when you're beginning. Like I said earlier, you don't premeditate, but if you want to first understand how it feels, you could start a small exercise, pick 4 to 5 combinations, something as simple as doing a figure of 6, going behind your back and finishing an Ardha Vrit. You could repeat this combination for a few reps. This will allow you to feel how the weight feels when you combine things together. That's one way to do it. Now, once you get comfortable with that, start adding more combinations, play around with it, see how the weight is pulling you, and you can then build your flow practice out of that. So feel free to try it out. Focus on the fundamentals always. Your swing will not be fluid if your movement is choppy, if your form is not good. It's not going to look good, it's not going to feel good. So build it from the foundation. You'll always see a lot of progressions coming your way. Try this out, you'll definitely like it. Until next time, Tagda Raho.